Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Tony Stark Iron Man issue 4. And this is another fun issue. And I just really like the setup and what we kind of saw throughout. So it begins and we see that it's essentially this commercial for a dating app from Banetronics. And like, I kind of like that we've got another corporation in the mix. And this is kind of what they're doing with their espionage, because we see that they're like, oh, okay, let's try and do something with this dating app. And I don't know what was exactly in control. It looked like to be the AIs or whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay, let's see what's going on here, because we see that Andy was going on this date with this woman, and it was working out for him, and they decided to kind of, the rest of the company people were gonna get on this dating app as well. Rhodey at first was just like, ah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna meet people the regular way. And that's his thoughts in the beginning. We cut over and we see that Tony and Yocasta have linked minds, because Tony is trying his damnedest to figure out if he is actually himself. Yocasta, of course, pretty much takes it and like, Tony, you're fondling my brain, pretty much just like making him completely uncomfortable, which was pretty actually funny. And, and she goes, all right, so you got all the information, and he's like, yeah, we'll scan it, but I gotta put yours against who you were modeled with, and then that's how Janet Van Dyne gets into the picture. It's like, okay, and Yokasa's kind of going through Tony's kind of memories with everything, and pretty much suggests that in order to repay Janet, that they go for lunch and everything, and she goes, yeah, I'll accept that. So they're going out, and Tony takes them out on a moped. This is when we see the kind of critical mass of everybody kind of is getting dates with this kind of thing going on, and a lot more people are coming into Stark Unlimited than usually are. This starts kind of freaking out Cabe, and we start seeing that snowball later. But we see Tony and Janet just having a kind of nice day out. They just go everywhere. Tony's kind of explaining that since he's reformatted and rebooted his body, everything's kind of new for him, and it's kind of cool seeing him do all that kind of stuff. But Cabe's like, okay, that's it. Everybody's getting a security check and everything, and that's of course sets off, and they're like, all right, they're on to us. Let's do this. And it sets off the robots, and they start pretty much trying to steal everything they can get their hands on. This starts freaking out everybody at the Stark company, and Tony's like, oh, dang it, Janet, we gotta get back there. And, of course, his moped transforms into armor, and it's actually pretty cool armor. I like this whole idea of Tony just making almost everything into an armor. Granted, it could get kind of silly and wacky, but it's kind of like his Batman approach. Whereas you kind of would compare to like Tony as the technological aspect of Batman, trying to be prepared for anything, whereas Cap would usually be the martial arts kind of stuff. Though Tony has had some training with Cap, it's just, I like that kind of idea of Tony trying to prepare for every kind of eventuality. He's like, oh, okay, how about I make my moped into a suit? Granted, I usually kind of like more of the bleeding edge armor where he can have it just, he is the armor and boom. But I kind of like seeing what they did here. And Janet's kind of reaction was like, yeah, that's kind of the coolest ever. She suits up as well. They get back and they start trying to contain the situation. Yocasta, of course, is trying to make sure that they don't kill any of the AI, pretty much saying that they're essentially brainwashed. Okay, that puts into some interesting moral conundrums that Tony's got to play, kind of a backhand kind of defense to make sure that he minimizes damage. Of course, we also got Andy trying to stop some of the robots, doing more of his kind of Tolkien references, but the robots just get into more of kind of a military, not military, but like a aggressive kind of stance. And once Iron Man and the Wasp show up, they try and use like image inducers to kind of escape as much as possible. They're able to kind of just get them out of that, and they start going even more ham. And they're trying to figure out a kind of way to kind of take this out and stop this, but Andy's able to figure it out going, okay, they're hive mind. Do that. Tony gets the bright idea to, if this is linked to the dating app, why don't I put a profile on and set myself to available? It's genius. And so Tony, and he breaks their app that way and stops the robots. And I'm like, yeah, my charm offensive. Worked very well. Andy then is able to get a date again with Amanda because at the beginning of the issue we find out that he had went out on a date with her, but it went terribly because he was like uber fan. He kind of saves it saying it's better than dating a robot who has been programmed to go out with me against their will. And Yokohama's like, nice save. And I kind of like that. I'm kind of interested to see where that's kind of going to go with Amanda and Andy, if it even goes anywhere. It's just interesting to see what kind of character development and stuff can ensue from that. We see towards the end of the issue that Cabe is like going through her locker and finds an image inducer, and we see her starting to kind of put the pieces together that, why is this in my locker? Something's not right. Now, granted, it's just the seeds and the beginnings of that, but I kind of like that. We see also Tony and Janet are sitting on the couch seeing the Banetronics, like, oh, apology of what's going on, it wasn't our fault kind of spiel, and Tony just getting together with Janet. I wasn't really familiar with this pairing, but I liked seeing their character dynamics in this, and I'm interested to see what is going to be going on in the future. And they kind of kiss at the end. It's like, okay, we'll see how this goes. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.